Hello and welcome, Better Balance for Life. I am Leslie. Okay, I wanted to bring you another fantastic breathing exercise so that you can get that autonomic nervous system under control. Sometimes it can feel very overwhelming when you're looking at your health and you're trying to get your health sorted. You may need to do some multiple things, like you may need to lose a little bit of weight. And we're not feeling like we've got control of the stress and anxiety. And we look at the bigger picture and we go, where do I start? Well, I'm telling you now, we really do need to start with your autonomic nervous system and your breathing. If your breathing isn't under control, it's very hard for you to control that autonomic nervous system. So another little breathing exercise that I wanted to give you, apart from the Dr. Lois Laney breathing exercise that we've already done, I wanted to give you one called 4-7-8. The thing is, if you haven't done the Dr. Lois Laney restorative breathing exercise, you might find this one just a little bit difficult because we have to inhale for 4, we have to hold for 7, and then we want to exhale for 8. So that is twice as long of an exhale than it is on an inhale. So it might take a little bit of time for you to get this one. So we want to do the inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, and then inhale for the 4. But if you've already got to the point where you do one round and you get to the exhale for 8 and you're screaming, your body's screaming at you, then that isn't going to be very relaxing for you. So you want this, it needs to be relaxing. So if you do a couple of rounds and it's too much, then start with a 4, 5 and a 6, and then go to a 4 in a breath, hold for the 6, and then maybe 7 exhale, or maybe even a 6 exhale, and then try and lengthen that to your 4 inhale, 7 hold, and then your 8 exhale. Here's the thing. If we breathe dysfunctionally all during the day, you've got rising levels of cortisol, and you're expecting your body to work functionally. It can't when it's got too much, especially when we get to the other end of the day where we want those cortisol levels to be tailing off. If you go to bed and you've got that increased level of cortisol, you're not going to sleep very well. We're going to feel like we've got a bit of a buzzing in the head. The other thing that you can create within your body with dysfunctional breathing is something called buffering. So if your kidneys start to do something called buffering, what happens is, because the body is not in a very good state of equilibrium, it can start to pull things like magnesium and phosphorus and calcium from the bone. You can actually, if you're breathing dysfunctionally, you can cause osteopenia and osteoporosis by continuously breathing dysfunctionally. So you can see it's kind of important that maybe we start with the breath, and then we can work the other things out from there. You've got to start somewhere, and breathing functionally is one key to getting your autonomic nervous system under control. Always breathing through the nose, in and out through the nose, never through the mouth. If you want to know why, look at the Dr. Lois Laney one. That explains in a little bit more depth why we only ever want to breathe through that mouth. Nose. One of those reasons is because if you're breathing in and out through the mouth, you're not going to produce the right amount of nitric oxide. You will not be able to control your levels of carbon dioxide either. As those carbon dioxide levels rise, if you are sensitive to that, it can create a panic attack within your body. Don't know if you know that or not. So rising levels of carbon dioxide can actually be that thing that sparks off that panic attack. So what we want to do, we want to get to it before we get to that point. You start to feel that maybe that anxiety started to rise. We can do a couple of things. Cold water on the face incites dive reflex, which is really good to change from sympathetic to parasympathetic. And the other thing we can do is this 4-7-8 breath. A 4 inhale, hold, for however long you can, with a goal to get to 7 seconds, and then a longer exhale than what you inhaled will really start to get the autonomic nervous system calmed down. It'll bring your blood pressure down. It will bring your heart rate down. So we do all of those things, we're starting to feel like we've got more control. We can think clearer. Anyway, give it a go. See what you think. Let me know in the comments how you went, and I will see you in our next segment. I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. Make sure you press that subscribe button on your screen so you don't miss a thing. I'll see you in our next session.